Hey everybody, this is Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com. Today I want to talk to you about why I don't have a lot of equipment in my rack. If you take a look over there, you'll notice there's a power conditioner, a preamp, a black thing that I literally never used, it's not even plugged in, and then a headphone amp. That's it. And then I've got my mixer back here that has some stuff on it, but for the most part, that is it. My entire last album, the one that just came out a couple months ago, Help of the Helpless, everything that I recorded on that, so bass, bass, guitars, vocals, choir, all that were recorded through that Eureka. That's it. The piano I recorded through the stock preamps on here because I wanted it stereo. Everything else went through that Eureka. So what's the deal? It's not a commercial for the Eureka. It could be any single preamp. It doesn't matter. Why haven't I filled up this rack with stuff? Well, a couple reasons. But the main reason is simply I don't feel like I needed it. Okay? I feel like I am at a certain point in my ability as an engineer. And I feel like when you hit certain levels, you kind of earn the right to get better gear. Okay? I think if you're just starting out and you've never recorded anything in your life, you don't need a $20,000 studio. You don't need racks full of fancy high-end equipment. I personally don't believe you're going to be able to utilize it very well, and you're not going to really be able to hear the difference. This is the kind of thing that just develops over time after hours and hours and hours of doing this stuff, okay? So, for me personally, I feel like for example, my last album, my most recent album, I think it sounds worlds better than the one before. And I know that moving forward, my next one's going to sound even better because I'm constantly working on improving me, improving the way that I perform, the way that I write, and the way that I record and mix, okay? The system that I use, the stuff that I use, to me doesn't matter nearly as much as how I use it. So, since I harp on that a lot here on Home Studio Corner, it makes sense that I wouldn't have a ton of gear back here that I'm relying on. Now, the flip side of that, actually in the next month or so, I'm going to be adding several pieces to my studio, okay? This rack actually might be full the next time you see it. Not the next time you see it, but a month or two from now when you check back, you'll see I've got more stuff in there. Now, am I being a hypocrite? Am I going back on what I said? No, not at all. What I'm thinking, the way I think through it is, I'm upgrading my gear as I'm upgrading myself, okay? I've gotten a lot better. I can hear a lot better. My ears are a lot better. So I know some of the tonal things that I can get from a few different outboard preamps and maybe from upgrading the mixer back here and some other things. So it's a slippery slope, and I think most people tend to obsess over the rack and not over themselves. What I would much rather you do is err on the side of having just a few pieces of gear and really focusing on getting better than the opposite. The best case scenario is you're getting better and you're also getting better gear as you get better, and both of those things are happening at the same time. Sadly, I don't see a lot of that happening in the people that I interact with. They're so gear focused and their mixes sound so bad and they think gear's the solution. It's not. You're the solution. You've got to get better. That's why I created Home Studio Corner, to make you better. And then go get the gear, go get stuff, be happy, get stuff that you want to get. But it's not going to help you make great recordings unless you are getting better.